But has that renewed interest, has that been an influence in getting back together again? Was it like, well, people are listening?
It helps that people are interested in electronic music again, and there are young bands who look and sound kind of like 1980. So I guess it helps that, you know, they say and other people say, you know, well, you guys started what these guys are doing now. But the important thing is, that's okay if we just wanted to come and play our old songs and do some, like a nostalgia hit tour or something. We have now done the really stupid thing and made a new record. And that's dangerous, you know, because guys who are 50 normally should not make a record because it's going to be terrible.
Yeah, is that so?
Yeah,
well, there's lots of examples of it. We won't name the bands.
No, we won't say who, but let's be honest. Most guys who are 50 don't make good records. So it was a really dangerous thing to do.
But it seems a lot of bands of your generation have survived over the years. There are still a lot of bands around.
Yeah, but do they make good records?
Some do,
not
some
always.
don't.
No,
not always.
Normally
but do
not.
you have an explanation for that need to go on?
I think a lot of people, if they're allowed to continue to be in a band, it's because, I don't know, it reminds them of being young. They got used to touring and playing live, and it is, I mean, it is a drug. If you can stand in front of a few thousand people and they're all going, yeah, more, you know, who doesn't like that, you know? And if you can do it again, then everybody will want to do it again. Yeah. So it's, you know, I totally understand why, if you're allowed to do it and people want to hear you, then it's brilliant. But you see, we now live, when we started, we were trying to be the future. It was modern music. Now we're told we live in a postmodern time, so there's no new fashion. Nothing is new, but so therefore nothing is out of fashion. So people just look now and they go, well, this style, I like this style, and these guys, they're a kind of icon of this style. So we're very fortunate that people seem to say that we're kind of icons of the electro style. So people are interested. They let us do it again. It's great.
But if it's so stupid to make another album, why did you do it?
Because we were stupid enough to think that we actually had something worth doing. You know, it's important, I think, that if you want to make a record, you make it for the right reason. Not because you want the money or you just want to carry on being a rock star or something. We took a time to work on songs, and when we discovered that we had something we wanted to sing about, something we wanted to say in the voice of Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, and then when we thought the songs were actually good, then we decided we would make a record. It was only when we decided, you know, that was the first thing. We have to do something good. Okay, we think we are. Now we'll make a record. But it is a very dangerous thing to do.
Is that why it took you a couple of years since you first came back together again?
Yeah, we didn't want to rush it. I mean, we always said when we got OMD back together that we would take little steps. That's why we only booked 9 concerts to see what would happen. And then, you know, we were touring for a number of years, well, for several years, and it was clear that people still wanted to see us, so we thought it was a natural step. And, you know, we were saying about some bands not making good albums anymore, largely because the bands that haven't made good records is that they stopped writing songs for many, many years. When the band stopped, they stopped songwriting, and then all of a sudden they've tried to do it again. Whereas with us, we kept on songwriting. We didn't songwrite under the name of OMD, but we kept on songwriting up and right through the 90s and the last decade.
We've been working with other people and producing records, and so
we hadn't forgotten how to write songs, basically. Yeah.
How will that work out now, with OMD back on the map? And are you still going to write songs for other bands, or are you going to focus on this?
I think we enjoy being Orchestral Manoeuvres more than we enjoy working with other people who are not Orchestral Manoeuvres. So, you know, there seemed no option. You know, 10, 15 years ago when the band was finished, you had to do something else. But now we are allowed to do it again. That's what we prefer to do.
And we'll keep, sorry.
No, I made this analogy, but it's kind of true. It's a bit like being a football player. You know, you get into your mid-30s and they say, okay, you're too old, take your boots off, get off the field, okay? Go into management or coaching. And then all of a sudden, when you're 47, they say, okay, great, get your boots back on and go on the field, because you still play good. And you're like, really? Great, okay.
So that's where you are now?
It seems
where
to
we
be,
are
yeah.
now
The
at the
old
moment.
football players.
I don't think we can run as fast as we do, but we've still got the skill.